Hello, everybody. We just finished up our viewing for Orville. We watched it this morning because last night there was a lot of stuff going on. So we got to watch it. We let it digest. We thought about it. And I'd say it was great.
I loved it. I loved every second of it. I thought it was excellent. It reminds me of Next Generation, how Star Trek used to be. And I emphasize the word used to be. And that's something I want in my sci-fi shows. I'm sorry. I just like that kind of story.
And I don't know, again, because we did a video about the early reviews being really bad. I don't know what show they watched. These reviewers must have watched a different show. And they have all these complaints, and it's like, I saw none of that.
They wanted Spaceballs, but you weren't going to get that. You weren't going to get that. Even MacFarlane said you weren't going to get that, but they didn't care. That they already had a mindset, that's what they wanted.
The thing that really stood out to me was the special effects are top notch.
Oh
These are movie quality special effects. The ships look amazing. The city, when they showed New York City in that first shot,
sets,
looks amazing. The sets are great. The costumes are great. The aliens look amazing. I like the bad guys, the Krill. I like the way their ships look. I like the makeup job on them. It just looks great.
I wish Krill were in Star Trek. That's how amazed I am by the costumes. I like the race. I like the way they look. I like everything about them.
The way the bridge, when they go, I guess when they raise their deflectors. What do they call them? Deflector shields?
They are the deflectors.
Yeah, they call them, and then like you see the red alert start, the way that the light kind of cycles.
It just kind of cycles the red alert like around like a circle. It's so cool.
Wow, man, I'm smiling. I'm smiling right now. I'm talking about it. There's an opening scene where the ship is undocking, and you see Seth MacFarlane gets a little smile on his face. I had that smile on my face because I felt like I'm getting the sci-fi show I've always wanted. I mean, for 20 plus years, I've been wanting a sci-fi show.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, no offense. I think Voyager did a little bit to a point, but then once you got past Enterprise, there really hasn't been that show to have that awe, that discovery of the world, of the universe, and the galaxy, and what's happening, and we're going forward, and look how advanced we've become, and we're a peaceful civilization now, trying to interact with other races, and we don't have any of that in these sci-fi shows now. We just don't. It's all dark and dreary.
So the visuals are top notch, and a lot of people aren't talking about this. The music, the score, it's great. It swells at the right points. It's when they're during the action scenes. It's fast paced. It just reminds me so much of Next Generation. So much.
And guys, honestly, if this wasn't a good first episode, I would have said. I would have been honest about you. I'm not going to ever lie to you because I already had a notion that I was going to like the show from the trailers. I wouldn't lie to you if it would have been bad. I just wanted to.
I got to be honest. When I first saw that the initial reviews, I remember I was reading through the comments. Someone saying on the Metacritic thing it's at 20%.
Yeah.
A 20? What show were these guys watching? These must be the most saddest reviewers of all time who just wanted to watch it. Like literally in their mind, it had to be a bad show. It's not even close to being bad. They wanted
maybe like a dark comedy future thing. I don't know what they expected. I don't know.
And the sound effects, the way the doors make the whoosh noise and they open and everything, it sounds great. The visuals are great. So the characters, the cast.
Yeah.
I thought it was
incredible. I was happy to see his XO getting the job because she was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and she got kind of written off the show. So I'm kind of glad now she's back on this show. I think she's a really good actress.
I like all the crew members. I can't again. I liked again the robot guy. What was his name?
I already. Oh my goodness!
It was Isaac.
Isaac.
I believe his name was Isaac. He didn't have much to do. Hopefully he gets more because he seems to be the most interesting to me because he kind of looks like a 1950s robot guy.
I like it too. I like that too. But another thing I like about this show is when I watch so much Star Trek, I kind of know, the races. I kind of listen to the entries, new races.
Everything's new.
What's going on. This is all new. I don't know any of these.
Who are these Krill people? I guess they're like the aggressors in the universe, I guess.
Exactly, yeah, the Krill. That's the only name I remember. I don't remember the other races. I get to learn something all over again.
Beryllian, I think was the name.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But we're still connecting faces and names.
Yeah, trying to get out there. I like the two helmsmen. I thought the
two helmsmen, they play off each other really well.
I love a good comedy duo.
It just seems so funny because he just seems like such a regular guy. Like, this is the guy who's working at the packing plant or whatever, and he just, hey, what's up, man?
Let's insert 2017 guys into this 2024 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's 40 years in the future.
He let us drink soda on the bridge. Is that cool, man? I was like, why do you care? And then, again, the jokes, I was laughing out loud at some of these jokes.
Oh, yeah.
They actually truly made me laugh. Did they kind of feel out of place in a real, battle situation? But you know what? Having those kind of jokes is what, people want now.
Yeah.
Like in comedy, when you're doing that, it's very Seth MacFarlane. The bad guys show up and say, oh man, we're not going to get up at 5 today. You really wouldn't. You might have thought that, but in this show, they're going to say what they're thinking.
Exactly.
And it was funny. It made me laugh and chuckle. It was great. I thought the writing was good. The setup.
Yeah. And it was also directed by what I heard from Jon Favreau. He's the one who's done Iron Man and all that and did Jungle Book. So this guy's a top-notch director.
It's just, I'm trying to find, if I had to say there was something bad, just like in every sci-fi show, the bad guys can't shoot for beans. They're missing everything. It's
Yeah.
like, come on, no. I guess the captain did get shot in the shoulder, but it didn't like take him down or whatever.
That was more set up for a joke, but it still was funny though.
So that's like my only complaint. All the cast members seem to be good and look like they can grow and become their own because they're like I said, it's a very diverse cast.
So even the guy who was like, I guess that would be the Admiral and this the Union they call themselves interplanetary. I wonder if there's more than one planet. I'm assuming there would be, but. He's also the guy who's also on Legends of Tomorrow. He's part of the other guy I think is a Firestarter. The new guy who fuses into one guy, right? That's the character DC. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. I just try to remember this off the top of my head. But yeah, he's in that show too, so you'll recognize him. So he does a good job.
I could say, oh man, that person's acting was terrible, or this person's everything seemed good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to again. I'm not saying like I'm glowing about this, but I am. It was an excellent say. If you're on the fence. Just go watch it and give it a chance because I thought it was that first premiere episode set up the world and I want to know more.
I think my only complaint would be not exactly for the show, but outside of the show, why did you put it on the first Sunday night football game? Of all times to put it on. What a horrible time.
And the Giants-Cowboys game was playing right up against it, and that's a huge game. Every year, that's like the first NFL Sunday night game.
It seems like every year now, yeah. And
so
it's
they're going to point to low ratings, but guys, you got to understand, you put it up against Sunday Night Football. Like, why would you do that?
Why did they premiere this on Friday night? That would have been so much better. Why did they put it on Sunday? I don't understand that.
Did they really think they were going to really pull away NFL fans? Nah.
Exactly.
Anyways, but just the show itself, I love the ship designs.
Oh, incredible.
They're very spoon-like. Yeah. But I think it looks cool. It's unique enough. It's sleek. The way the space station looked when they were docking and they had docking procedures, that it was cool. I like the way the bridge looks.
Yeah, and there was no hint of like, oh yeah, we're in space. No kind of like silly, like to the point where it got like a parody. No, never in any of that at one time. It was just solid, good. There was comedy, but there was also a lot of drama in it too. So it fits really well.
So how did you like the story setup?
Oh, I thought it was incredible. I like it.
For the first conflict.
Yeah, the first conflict between him and, spoiler alert, his CEO were once married, but she was having an affair. Where she likes to call it anyway, so it looks like Papa Smurf, which I thought,
they make these stupid little references.
I already know about Smurfs 40 years in the future. Like, how would they know it? It makes it silly, but...
I think... And it was very Star Trek Next Generation. Yeah. They go to a planet thinking one thing.
And even from the cutscene, the music would go tension and beat. That's it.
Then it goes to commercial. It's like, dun-dun. It reminded me so much of things that would happen to Picard.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a good thing.
Oh, we're not criticizing because of that. It's a plus.
Like, if this show would have came out the same time the Next Generation was maybe a year old, then it'd be like, hey, they're copying them. But it's been so long that we've had a forward-looking future that it's like we want it back. We're back home.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can believe me, and I'm a person who's really hard to please when it comes to sci-fi. I'm particularly prickly. I won't watch new sci-fi things. I just don't.
Yeah, it's hard for me. Like I saw, like for example, Verillion.
Yeah,
it was sci-fi. It looked pretty cool, but it didn't draw me in. It didn't.
Oh, the two main actors. I'm sorry, they were just a put off.
But from the very beginning, knowing how big of a fan Seth MacFarlane is of sci-fi in general, how he is a huge Star Trek fan, I gave him, you know what? He's going to try to do his best. He's not going to make a mockery of Star Trek, but he wants to make his sci-fi show. And he's doing a great job. That first episode, it's great.
And I'm sorry, I hate to say it, because when I first initially saw before even the first trailer, which made me change my mind a little bit about it, I looked at, that's a Galaxy Quest ripoff, but now I don't even think that now.
No.
It doesn't even... I never thought in my head now. It's just not.
And I thought they came up with a very interesting way to beat the bad guy in the first episode. I was like, oh, wow, they kind of set it up, and you kind of see it like, oh, that would be cool, and we see it happen. Whoa, that actually was pretty awesome.
Exactly.
The way the way they resolved the conflict was pretty cool.
Oh, it was amazing.
And I saw like the little scissor trailer at the end for the next episodes coming up. I'm like, wow, next Sunday, I'm on board. I can't wait.
I'm definitely going to watch it, definitely. And also, like you said, you want me to tell about the story, like how they all get together and how they all seem like they're all trying to fit in their own little way. And of course, everyone has their own agendas, which is fine. And they all get there, and it works really well, the mesh of the characters and different races. I mean, it's incredible. And there are also social things in the show, too, but they don't throw it in your face.
Yeah,
the thing.
I believe that's the Berillian guy. They come from an all-male race.
Yeah.
But they don't throw it in your face about how great it is to be nothing but males, and basically how we would see like a homosexual relationship, but they don't throw it in your face as this thing, and they pound you over the head, which we know they're going to do. In Star Trek, they're going to slam it over your head.
If Star Trek Beyond is half as good as this movie, I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
That's the show. I mean...
You say movie because the graphics are so
I know,
good.
Sorry. I know. It's
just you look at some of the setups, man, the worlds, the planet, they look great.
And call me, I mean, you might think, a lot of people say it's corny, but I never would say this. The first shot of the Statue of Liberty.
It's cool. I love it.
I love that.
See, this one takes place in New York, and Star Trek in San Francisco. I'm a New York kind of guy. But I'd say great. I loved it. Did you guys like it? I've been reading some of your comments on our past videos, and it seems that everyone is liking it that are real actual sci-fi fans. Those professional reviewer people, I don't know if they were really even sci-fi fans.
There was I didn't read who wrote this, but there was even an article from the Los Angeles Times that didn't like the show, but they even had a comment on the graphics.
The makeup jobs.
Looked and how much MacFarlane looks like he loves this project. They even commented on it. So if they're picking up on it, I can imagine fans that do like sci-fi are going to really be into this. And I think by word of mouth, this is going to grow. I don't think it's going to be like Powerless. I like that show, but I knew it was a niche thing. I knew it was going to be a niche thing.
See, the thing that again, without going off into Powerless, its connection to the DC world is why it failed.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see Batman. I want to see Superman. See, this is so far removed from everything. There's no expectation of something else.
Exactly.
So, I would say the Orville Soars. It's Soars.
It's just the first episode in, but if this is like how it's going to be the rest of the series, this will last 4 or 5 seasons. I would be shocked if this gets canceled.
Yeah, if it gets canceled early, it will be... Just from this first episode, since this was so good, we'll do these every week for each episode.
Oh yeah,
because we're excited. And if there's a bad episode, we're gonna come out and say, "Hey, this sucked. That joke was lame." But for the most part, this first episode, I have very little critique. I just can't really say it.
No, you really can. You really can. And like I was talking about the two helms, and even the other guy there, he seemed like a guy that cannot play, but he seems a little like. I don't know what the right term would be. A little more saucy, I guess.
I like it though. He's funny. He's the kind of like that because he's best friends with the captain. Yeah. So he kind of got him his job, and then
he doesn't really like his ex-wife. And now, like I said, she's the CEO. And there's a funny scene where, like, oh yeah, I was talking good about it, but he's talking, stabbing her in the back. Like,
yeah, it's like, I told everyone you were such a cool person, but he was like full on blasting her before, and you just laugh because you know that she knows that he's probably BSing her.
Yeah, of course.
And it's great. And some of the potty humor. And it wasn't as bad as someone would expect from Seth MacFarlane.
But it was tempered. It was tempered.
If you're over 13, it's fine. Oh, yeah. It's not like super raunchy or anything, but it was great. I'm really looking forward to episode 2. And
I am too.
We'll cover every episode as long as the show stays good. We will continue to be a part of our podcast because it is something in sci-fi that we've been missing for a long time.
Well, I know there's some Star Trek people that have that are writing for the show and producing, so you can tell they feel like the shackles are off. Yes, we can breathe and tell good stories again, and tell what Gene Roddenberry's vision was for the future. Besides some of the crude humor, I think Gene Roddenberry would do a tip of the hat for this. He'd be like, good on ya. He would. I don't think he would have any real major problem with the show. And as a matter of fact, there's even a Star Trek person on the show. Ben Sisko's wife from DS9 is on this show. Is the medical officer, head medical officer. Yeah, so that's a nice little nod. I've even heard other Star Treks. I know the guy who played Harry Kim from Voyager wants to be on this show. He goes, I'll do it in a heartbeat. I want to be that, rather be that. And then Star Trek Beyond, he even said that. Yeah, Discovery, where it's Discovery, just... I don't know. So, we're still going to watch Discovery, but for right now, the Orville has moved to the top of my favorite, I have to watch every week show. Yeah, and the first episode will be on TV, and the rest will all be on that friggin'... Yeah, for Discovery. Whenever they have like a free month thing, we'll see if they do. We'll find out. Yeah, we'll try to find a way to review it, because if I have to eat $7 a month to do it, we'll do it. Yeah. But for the most part, check it out. If you love sci-fi, if you wanted something like Star Trek in its original intent, the Orville will fill that need for you. I guarantee it. And the thing is, I will give credit to Star Trek Discovery if it is better than I thought it was going to be. I will. I'm not going to sit there and just say, oh, it's not going to be bad. And bash it, because we've been pretty hard on it, only because every piece of news that comes out about it makes us not like it. And the funny thing is, you would think, this is kind of funny, and this is an interesting little note that just thought in my head right now. You would have thought Star Trek Discovery was the new show, that we just want to go in this direction. We don't have the Star Trek legacy. And you would think Orville was the Star Trek show. You would. Just how it's written, how it is. You would think it pays more respect to the Star Trek source material than Discovery is. And that is an adamant fact. You cannot, exactly. That's how it is. We loved it. If you guys hated it, didn't like it, but from what I've been reading in the comments, it seems you guys really like it. So that's our review. Watch it. It was great. I've been your host, Crimson Sin. And I've been Infinity BCA. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.